Hi, welcome. Hello, hello. Come on in. Hi, welcome. Come on in. We're just about to get started. I realized I did not open my Zoom link, so I'm fighting with IT, which is kind of part of what I do a lot. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're going to get started momentarily. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are going to be way too formal, right? Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're going to be talking about weight loss for the first, well, it was supposed to be an hour, but for the first 45 minutes, and we're going to grab a very fun, light meal that Carolina has so graciously and generously prepared for us. And then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to dive into self-love, which I think we always need a little bit more of. So I'm Catherine Hansen. We have two new faces in the room, and I think for the sake of bringing everybody into the room together, we could just share our name, and we'll go this way because it'll be more familiar for you guys. Your name and what you're most excited about tonight. And I'm not going to make you come up to the camera, but I'll repeat it.
I'm Carolina. I'm excited about Dr. Hansen's presentation tonight and Dr. Stacy's self-love.
Hello, I'm Laura. Welcome, Beatrice and Rachel. I'm really excited to be here. I've missed the last 3 months because of work conflicts, so super excited to be back and excited to hear about IUD life and weight loss and then taste Carolina's food because it's always so good. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
My name is Anita, and I'm excited about Dr. Cooper's book and learning more about the self-love.
Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Gwen Thornton. I came for the food, Carolina.
No bribery needed.
I'm Malin, and I'm most excited about losing 8 pounds on IUD life already.
Wow! Malin's lost 8 pounds already. When did you start?
This is week 3, so.
Wow! That is phenomenal and pretty safe. I mean, a little slower would be good, but it'll slow down. But that's really good pace, like a sustainable pace.
Yeah, and I've just increased my movement, my exercise. I haven't really focused on the healthier eating yet.
Nice. I'm so happy.
Me too.
We love all of you, and it's going to be great to see you successful where you want to go.
I am Anna, and I am excited about learning more about the IUD life products, hearing about Dr. Cooper's book, and the previews that you give about your fun retreat.
Yay!
Anything that we can hear about it.
Yay, yay, yay.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm excited. I'm a new person. I'm excited to find out about your products and what it'll be doing for us.
Great. Rachel, can you tell us a bit about you?
Well, I was born in Trinidad. Moved to Florida. Went overseas, lived in Iraq, got bombed in Iraq in 80. Came back to the United States and worked and lived here ever since.
Wow. What do you work at?
The fitness center in South Shore Harbor.
Oh.
Mary's my boss.
Oh, neat.
How relevant, and what a great boss.
Yeah.
That's
I've been
perfect.
working there for 26 years.
Wow.
Oh, you're going to be so
I've been
excited.
there for 26 years.
I'm so glad that you're here to share your resources with us and vice versa. That's such a great combo. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
I am Beatrice. I don't speak so much English, but I can understand.
She wants to know about what
Yeah, and Beatrice, because that's the way it's going to come out of my mouth, which is not nearly as pretty, but Beatrice, I don't speak any Spanish. Is it Spanish, that your mother tongue? I don't speak any Spanish, so your English is way better than my Spanish. And I could try to say I don't speak Spanish in Spanish, but I can't even do that. I can say I don't speak French in French. Ne hablo, ne je ne
We
hablo.
need to work on that.
You need to work on me.
I was gonna say,
You need to work on me.
Tell it to us in Spanish. Some of us are trying to learn Spanish.
Yes, and I wish that we could do this presentation in Spanish. That's coming. There's a lot of Spanish resources available, and a lot of, I'm thinking of some Spanish expert speakers and people we could bring in, so that's really exciting. And if there's anything that you want me to say slowly or have translated, let me know. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
I'm Mary, and I'm excited always about everything you do here. It's really special to me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody. So I do have some slides, but I really wanted to make this sort of interactive. I'm going to lose my connections. Hold on. And I'm going to start with the slides just as a starting point. How was this? Was it this way? I'm going to start with the slides just as a starting point. So I'm going to share my slides so that they show up on the TV screen. Boom, boom. And first, I need to make this. Nope, not yet. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. Technical know-how coming your way. And I'm going to go back to, where's my Zoom? Here it is. Share my screen. All right. So I can't see my face on here, only on there. So if anything looks like off and there's spinach in my teeth or whatever, let me know. So we are here as the Empowered Women Circle. We hope that you ladies will join our Empowered Women Circle. The first little bit, we're going to talk about weight loss. I have a retreat coming up. It is September 15th and 16th, which is not this weekend, but next weekend. I am closing registration on Friday because, of course, our host has already texted me and said how many people, and I've said, well, just let me figure this out another couple of days. We've got 10 coming. We've got room for 5 more. I'm very excited about that small group. It's going to be phenomenal. I've been creating the exercises and the energy, and I was just thinking on my way here, this retreat will meet you wherever you are. So there are already some people who have done some of this work, and myself included. And as I'm preparing this, I am so excited because it's up-leveling me again and again and again. And every time I dig into the exercises, I kind of sit with them and I work through them, and I think of what is my challenge and how am I going to manage it based on what I know to be true about life. And I come up with more creative solutions. And so I know that it's work well invested for me, and that makes me feel so reassured that everybody in the room is going to come away with something. And so I'm really excited about that. I said tomorrow, but I mean Friday. We're going to let Sue know on Friday. It is 2 days, no night times. Night times are available. I do know some people are already sleeping over, but it's 2 days. It's 9 to 4 each day. It's in Dickinson, Texas, and it's $447. I have a way to get $50 off still, so let me know, because this is the group, you guys too who are joined virtually, this is the group that's going to benefit the most because you've got the ongoing support. So I just want to magnetize anybody who's even thinking, oh, maybe that this is it. Do this, because you are not going to be sorry. Anita has shared with us lots of that. You're not going to be sorry. We have some special bonuses for people who do decide to register. So how do you lose weight? You're going to walk away tonight, and I promise to stay on time so we can eat, with a plan. Okay? Get support. That's why you're here. Make a plan. We'll do that too. Move your body. Right, Malin? Move your body. Feed your body well. So healthy foods, healthy vitamins and minerals if you need them, and detox your life. So this is where the piece comes in. There's so much involved in detox. our Empowered Women's Circle leader, April Renard, makes that her focus, is detoxing, and she's got ways of helping you know how to detox and multiple solutions for that. But when we say detox, it's physical detox. So what's in your environment? Is your liver tied up trying to get rid of all the contaminants that are going on in your body? And if it is, it can't do its job with cleaning your blood. So detoxing pesticides and chemicals and things that are in your environment that your body just should not be having to handle as it's trying to lose weight, and detoxing your mind. So making sure that you're in powerful, generative relationships, nothing that's dragging you down, nothing that's making you stressed, because your cortisol goes up, you're not gonna be able to get your weight off. So anything that's helping you, like meditation and yoga and stress reduction and getting your relationships in order, all of that, so, so important. And I'd love to talk more about that. And that's what we do with our Empowered Women's Circle. We're gonna come back to that another time, and then go back and get more support, because you can't do this alone. Nobody's gonna hit their best life by themselves, which is why we're around this circle. And if it takes an investment, you have to make the decision to do the investment. Why now? And I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna go through this super quick, but I always like to give you guys tons of value in teaching when I'm chatting. Obesity is body mass index above a certain level, okay? It's calculated based on height and weight. We can figure that out. What do you think the obesity rate in Texas is?
75%.
Yeah. 75%. Okay, that's huge, Laura.
85.
So it's probably around 30%. So if you look at the orange, Texas is the orange, 30 to 35%. No state has an obesity rate less than 20%. 7 states are higher than 20%. 23 states are between 25 and 30. Texas, including Texas, 18 states have obesity between 30 and 35%. And 2 states are greater than 35%, with the South being the worst. Why? Chicken fried steak? Need I say more? So I want to break this down because I think it's important and culturally important as well. Non-Hispanic whites, here's the chart for out of the CDC for, I was going to say North America, for the United States. Non-Hispanic whites. Here's Hispanic adults. Texas is now up over 35%, okay? Tex-Mex is phenomenal, but have you ever been to do Mexican food and had like salad bar only? No. So when I have a lot of Hispanic patients, and I always say when we're going through these challenges, what did you have for lunch? What did you have for breakfast? Oh, well, I had a breakfast burrito, or I had rice and beans, or I had, and so if we think about diet culturally, this makes a big difference. Non-Hispanic Black, and now we're hitting things like lower socioeconomic status, inability to afford the healthy foods or think they can afford the healthy foods, because there are very inexpensive ways to afford healthy foods. And so I just want to be clear that this is also, there's also some culture involved, there's also some genetics involved, but there's lots of ways to, if we face those challenges head on, there's lots of ways to face them. U.S. Surgeon General says 1 out of 8 deaths in America is caused by an illness related to overweight and obesity. Total annual cost, $117 billion. Physical inactivity and supersized meals are leading us to oversized people. Dietary factors play a prominent role in the leading causes of death in the States. So this is why I'm saying, is this worth an investment? You're darn right this is worth an investment of your time, an investment of your energy, an investment of your family resources, an investment of your money, an investment of whatever it takes to get you out of this cycle. More than 300,000 Americans will die of an illness related to obesity and overweight. And why are we not managing this? In the 60s, we started to put together tobacco and lung cancer, tobacco and heart disease. It took us 20 years from having that science to telling people they should quit smoking and putting those ugly pictures on packages. We now know that this is true, but we're still driving through the fast food lane. So what do we have to do on a population level What do we have to do to support each other in order to get out of this cycle? It's so important. Why are we as a nation, with all of our resources, more unhappy, medicated, in pain, and obese than we have ever been historically? And I'd love to sit with that question for the rest of the hour, but we can't. So we're going to move on. We'll come back. The World Health Organization says wellness is not just weight. It's not just physical. It's mental, emotional, spiritual, your contribution in the world, your impact, your influence, your heart. That's wellness. And that's why we have our Empowered Women Circle. 2.4 million deaths in the United States. 75% of them are related to nutritional factors. Huge, but it's never too late. So what are we going to do? You like that one? We'll go back. It's never too late. It's never too late. So we're going to get support. We're going to make a plan. We're going to move our body, feed our body, detox our life, go back and get some support. And we're here for you. Okay, we're here for you. So we're here for you. You're here for me, right? We're here for each other. That's why we're here. I don't want to get into details on all of this, but I want to show you this. This is from SpectraCell, which is a company that I really respect that does nutritional deficiency testing. It's about $500. You don't have to spend it. You just need to look and see that weight management, carbohydrate cravings, and blood sugar control are related to nutrition and nutrients and minerals and vitamins that you have to get in your healthy food or a supplement program. So I'm trying to show you that it's complex, and I'm happy to answer specific questions, but really vitamins and minerals are key. So that's why we start with ID Nutrition, and we can dig into that for anybody, but ID Nutrition is the supplement program that is specific for you based on the answers to your questions, based on a HIPAA-protected health assessment. If you haven't done your HIPAA-protected health assessment, do it. Figure out what nutrients are recommended for you and get started as the first step. Foundationally. And I couldn't kind of do weight management without saying that because of this. Okay, so it's so important. And I'm not going to say that taking your nutrients and minerals and vitamins are going to make you lose weight, but they're going to get your body in order so that it can do what it needs to do to keep you at a healthy weight. Anybody have questions about that? All right, what is your biggest challenge? So now we're going to go around the room and ask, what is your biggest challenge? And or what do you need for support? And if you can answer both in less than 15 seconds, do it. If it comes to mind easily, if not, we're here to help you. So biggest challenge and what do you need?
And stay healthy in my late 50s and ongoing.
That's your biggest challenge.
My challenge, and yes.
Yeah.
Yes, staying the course.
Staying the course. Because you feel like you lose motivation a little bit?
Well, they are difficult years. So, things tend to slack, if you don't eat a certain way, automatic 2 pounds or,
Yeah.
So it's just keeping the mindset,
Yeah. And so age-related health challenges, especially weight challenges that are deeply linked to hormone challenges, are so important for us to uncover and understand, but not blame. So yeah, they contribute. And so people think, well, I haven't done anything different. Well, your metabolism is now really low and you have to do something different in order to stay healthy. And just to be really clear about what is your body telling you, how can you manage that? Yeah, I think that's a really key point. And another thing that we should come back to at some point about managing, just like things are changing. I've got, pockets of stuff that I didn't used to have. And how do I feel about that? And what do I do about that? That's a very, very good point. Laura.
My biggest challenge, I know a lot of people share it, is time. And I know it's easy to say time, but it truly is time.
Yeah.
Especially for me with so many balls that I'm juggling. And then the thing I could really use help with is being held accountable. Because it's so easy for me to say, I'm going to go spend time with my kids instead. And I need that. That's what I need, is someone to hold me accountable.
Absolutely. And so Laura said time and someone to hold her accountable, but in a really loving, compassionate way that builds you up and doesn't do like the should.
Right. No. I need to be challenged. And if we have a challenge, then I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So.
And if you didn't read one of the last emails that came out in the last week about power partnerships. You should read that just as a way of saying, how do you focus a relationship that's going to hold you accountable in a positive, encouraging, motivating, challenging way? Because those are different relationships than a lot of us are used to.
That email was incredible about finding the power partner. So thank you so much for sharing that. It was such good information. For me, I think it's taking the time to read labels, because so many times sugar is snuck in so many different ways with so many different chemicals that you have to have the list of the 80-some ways it can be snuck in there. So I think if I really had my list and was diligent about taking it to the store and really reading the labels. So I think that's my biggest challenge, is all the sneaky ways the sugar's in there, besides just labeling.
Absolutely. So Anita says, biggest challenge, reading labels, knowing where the sugar's hidden. I pulled out 4 types of soy sauce this past weekend. I laid them out on the counter and I challenged my kids for $1 to tell me put them in order of which was the healthiest to the least healthiest. And then we had a conversation about sodium benzoate, which was in one versus sugar in the other. I was like, oh, maybe the sugar is better than the preservative. We had a good conversation. Who really knows? But the kids were thinking. It was fun. Gwen.
I think my biggest challenge is that food is something that that I substitute for the things that I don't have in my life.
Ooh.
And so, I've done really well with the PN coaching that Marcia does, and I think without that I wouldn't have gotten where I am. But at the same time, there's still those, those moments where, if you don't have, I'm single, I don't have a significant other, and, I don't have anything that fills in that emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up with parents who the only emotional support you ever got was what they put on the table.
Yeah. So managing the emotional eating and eating to replace things that we don't have in life. Huge, 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 big, big topic. And just saying it and naming it and knowing it's real and taking control in the places we can. Amazing. Malin.
Everything that
Everything?
you said. Yeah, time and really finding the accountability partner that will make you value yourself and make that a priority. It's rejuggling the priorities to say, I may not have time, but this is going to take priority, and something else may have to drop. But
awesome. So, and what I hear you saying, Malin said everything, but also accountability partner. But what I hear you saying is being your own accountability partner. Like, okay, this is whatever. This is important.
Having someone validate that, yes, you can.
Yeah. Or learning to validate it from within without needing permission from outside. Awesome.
Well, I'm not always my own best friend. So.
Awesome. Awesome.
I love your email about that. How do you call it?
Power partners.
Power partners. Great concept. The biggest challenge, I think, for me is applying what I know, what I should do with the information, with the skills I have, to help myself while I am helping others. Well, I know that in theory, we all have it on a plane. You have to help yourself, but I'm trying to do it all at the same time, and maybe it's working, maybe it's not working as fast as it could. I think that the help is, without even knowing it, is what you are providing, and finding that kind of partnership with your group has been amazing.
So what I hear you saying, Anna, again, is just giving myself permission. No, like I have tools and resources, I have the information, but am I applying it appropriately? Who can I bounce this off of? How do I keep myself moving forward? I love it.
Oh, just trying to eat healthier.
Eat healthier. That's your biggest challenge.
Yeah.
So just making those choices.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beatrice?
I guess.
You passed. Okay, no problem.
So, mine is trying to find a balance in between all those
Balance.
all those things that everybody's saying. Like,
Yeah.
being between like the hormonal changes and the white vitamins, find more energy, more time, more. I mean, things that fit on my health and lifestyle. Kind of, it's been hard for me. I've been trying different things, but I think the key for me would be find the time and push myself to keep my body moving.
Yeah.
So time, energy, something that fits, because it has to fit. You have to do all the things you have to do because you're a powerful woman in the world and you are holding so many people in your circle of support, and it has to fit. It's true, right? It has to fit. It has to be something that we either squeeze in somewhere or make it part of what we are and who we are and what we do. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so let's do that. I love this. This is old, and this I am absolutely willing to provide for you. And should you decide to move forward with ID Life tonight, and I know many of you already have, I'm willing to sit down and make this personal for you. But ultimately, it walks you through every day for 30 days how to and in what order you should do your plan. And we didn't have Slim when we created this, but that doesn't make it irrelevant. It's still very relevant to have a daily plan as to when you're going to eat, when you're going to take your aid, if it's going to be Slim or if it's going to be Hydrate or if it's going to be Energy or if it's going to be something else that you like to do. When are you going to exercise? What are you going to use for your exercise? Are you going to drink water, which is fabulous? Are you going to drink pre-workout, post-workout? There's all kinds of resources. But there's a plan here, and if you need one, it's available, and I'd like to help you guys get a plan that fits. So it has to fit into your life. So let's talk about the product specifically. Dehydration is a massive issue. 75% of Americans are dehydrated. You cannot lose weight if you're dehydrated. Can you close the doors for us? Yeah. You cannot lose weight if you're dehydrated. You're also going to feel tired. You're going to get constipated. You might have headaches, dry skin, all those things. So dehydration is really important. But what are you supposed to drink? And I want you to see on here, there's 35 grams of sugar in Gatorade. My kids are not allowed to drink Gatorade. There's 13 grams of sugar, which doesn't sound bad, but there's 2.5 servings in that bottle. So take 13 and multiply it by 2.5, and mental math is not my thing. 26 grams of sugar in that bottle of vitamin water. My kids go for something like this. I tell them, no, go get your water bottle. And of course, soda we know is bad, 24 grams of sugar in a can of soda. When we go out for Tex-Mex, my kids get Sprite. Probably all the kids that go out for Tex-Mex get Sprite. So this is the first generation that our children will die at an earlier age than we do because of obesity and obesity-related health conditions. Okay, Hydrate is all water and Hydrate, and when we're out for Tex-Mex, Hydrate is all I pretty much let my kids drink. We have a soda stream at home. We make sparkling water, so they can put bubbles in their water, they can put lemon in their water, lime in their water. You know this to be true, right? You've been in my house. If we go out, they get a treat. But if they want to take something to soccer, it's Hydrate. This has 2 grams of carbs. Put it in a scoop in a water bottle. It tastes fantastic. It ultimately restores, so this is what's in it: sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, chromium, thiamine, riboflavin, taurine, MCTs, which are, they're like good branched amino acids. I'm trying to think of the word. Chain transaminases. That's it. They're like branch proteins, and vitamin C. Wish Rachel was here. She'd kill me for not knowing that word. So this is what's in it. And down the side, you can see all of the things that Hydrate is formulated to do. So sure, you can go find something else that you love to drink that makes you feel less thirsty, but It's going to support muscle function and nerve function and cellular electrolytes and basically help you clear any lactic acid from working out and cardiovascular health. I mean, all of these things based on the electrolytes that are in Hydrate. So when my kids want something, they can take a pack of Hydrate in their bottle, or they can take straight water. And I say my kids because those are the people that I hold closest to me that I want to make sure are the healthiest. So it doesn't, you know, my husband too, but
Is it safe for like a 2-year-old?
yeah, totally. Just electrolytes, amino acids. It's, yeah. No sugar, no preservatives, no dyes, no colors, sweetened with stevia. So a small amount of stevia, which is fine. It's a plant-based sugar. 2 grams of sugars in a whole drink. I mean, you can't get any better. And it's a really good option for popsicles. So who hates freezies? Oh my goodness, they are so sugar loaded, and the blue tongue that you get. So put them in popsicles. This is a great way for kids to have something refreshing. Okay, any questions about Hydrate?
So why not just drink plain water?
Plain water's better.
Okay.
Drink plain water. After a while, people, they get sick of plain water. They don't drink enough plain water. And if you're working out, plain water is not going to replace your electrolytes in this heat, especially in a place like Houston. So my kids can do plain water all day long, but if they're playing soccer and they're sweating and they're in the heat, that's not enough. So plain water, if you're just kind of sitting around, best of the best thing to drink. But if you're doing anything, or you want to curb cravings, or you need something sweeter, you know, all those reasons.
Can I give a testimony?
Yeah.
Last year, during Harvey teardown of my daughter's house, my youngest son was showing signs of severe dehydration and maybe heat exhaustion that was scary to us. I am so glad I had hydrated the house, because we tapped him out of her house, brought him to my house, and just started putting Hydrate, and it turned him around right away.
Yeah.
Besides cooling him off and everything, but
Right.
I was so glad because of the different things that are in Hydrate.
Yeah.
That I had it on hand.
Yeah, and so for the recording, just sharing, Anita was saying that it replaces electrolytes and minerals and nutrients, and was valuable for her son when he was showing signs of heat exhaustion. So really valuable for kids and for adults. I know he's an adult, to replace those electrolytes and minerals. Any other questions? Comments? Who's tried Hydrate? Who wants to try Hydrate? I was waiting to see if Beatrice raised her hand, like, does she really understand? Because you want to try Hydrate, right? So it comes in orange, berry, and grape. Awesome. Energy, and
Mango.
what was I thinking? So fruit, okay, so fruit punch, mango, and grape. Don't try the mango.
It's delicious.
Does anybody like mango?
Yes.
Oh, all right. 3 people in this room like mango. I'm sorry, I don't love mango, but I really like grape. Okay, so try the mango. Maybe you're a mango lover. Okay. Okay. Energy. I was trying really hard to explain when would we want to use energy and why, because in general, it's kind of nice to stay away from caffeine, but I drink energy multiple days a week, not every day, but multiple days a week. And lots of people I know drink 1 or 2. In fact, my husband probably drinks 1 a day. Sorry, honey. Energy is really valuable anytime you need to pick me up. And for me, around 2 o'clock, when I know in 1 hour I'm going to get the kids, that's when I drink energy, because I don't want to drink a coffee because I've already had a coffee. And there's this thing called Barrett's esophagitis, where if you drink too much hot liquid, so if you're like, you love coffee and you love the pickup, but you drink a lot of hot liquid, you know, that's not good for your GI tract. And essentially what it is the lower part of your esophagus kind of gets irritated by a lot of regurgitation of acids and hot fluids going down. So I don't want to scare anybody, but I think about things like that. And when I have energy with the slow release caffeine in it, and the amino acids and the electrolytes, and I don't have a chart specific for it, but all the great things that Hydrate had, plus a little slow release caffeine, I feel great at 2 o'clock when I drink that. I get really happy, and there's nothing in it that makes you happy. there actually is a little bit of, we have the ingredients over there, and I'm trying to read them off the slide, but there's a little bit of GABA in there, which is a positive neurotransmitter that is naturally occurring in your brain. So there's a little bit of GABA, which does help actually give you a feel-good feeling, and lots of antioxidants. So there are reasons you would feel good, but it's not a high. There's no high, there's no jitteriness, and there's no crash. It's a nice, natural, slow release caffeine. So I would say when you want to pick me up, when it's not time for coffee, or you want to switch to coffee, I know lots of people that switched away from coffee to this instead all the time. Ingredients, and because it works, it really makes me a better person, a nicer, happier mom. Questions about energy?
I do.
Yeah.
So you know how sometimes if you, for instance, I'm not gonna lie, I have at least 2 cups of coffee in the morning.
Okay.
But if I have a cup of coffee at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, it'll mess with my sleep. So what about this one? If I have a pick me up in the afternoon with this, how does it interact with your sleep patterns?
Yeah, so I can speak personally, and anybody else can think about their answer to help Laura, but I won't drink coffee afternoon, and I drink one every day, probably 2, but I won't, it's 1, but I just refill it. I won't drink coffee after 12. I will drink this up until 2, maybe a bit later, and I'm still okay at night.
Okay.
I don't know why, and I'm sure everyone's system is different.
It depends on people's tolerance to caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
Because my husband takes 2 energies in the afternoon, and he's fine.
Yeah.
I can't.
And Jeremy?
After 2 o'clock, I can't.
Yeah, and my husband will drink his until like even 4:30 in the afternoon, if that's kind of when he needs it. So it's good for an afternoon pick-me-up versus coffee I would not say is good for an afternoon pick-me-up. Anybody else try energy later in the day?
I'm using Slim Plus instead of the
Mhm.
energy. So.
Perfect. And so Slim Plus is next. So we're going to talk a little bit about Slim Plus. So, okay, here's a challenging question. Who has watched Marcia and Stacy's gut presentation that's in our weekly video library? Ladies, we have a weekly video library, just sharing with Rachel and Beatrice. Anna and Mary will show you how to find it, right? You show them. And there's a presentation on gut health in there that Marcia and Dr. Stacy did. I have not seen it either. I'm so sorry, but I am absolutely, I think of it every day. I'm going to go back and watch it, but I want to go back and watch it when I can take notes. It's probably about 30 to 45 minutes long, which is not long, but it's going to be so exciting for me because gut health is so vital. Okay, so why am I saying that? Slim Plus, when it first came out, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was like, oh no, weight loss has to be diet and exercise and sleep and stress reduction. And then Slim Plus came out and I was like, I love ID Life. I love this company. What are they doing? So I went immediately to PubMed, as any good person would do, and looked into the medical literature. The medical literature shows us that the active ingredient in Slim Plus is a prebiotic. And it's been studied on pregnant women to help them with constipation. It's been studied on all demographics of people. It's totally safe. It's xylo-oligosaccharide. So oligosaccharide basically just means a compound that is branched similar to a sugar. Doesn't mean it acts like sugar in your body, but it has a compound structure called a saccharide. And it acts as a prebiotic, and a prebiotic is what the bacteria in your gut eats. So in order to thrive, those good bacteria, they need something to eat, and the prebiotic is what they eat. Probiotics replace the bacteria with good bacteria, so those are also good for you. And so probiotics are in your ID Nutrition Supplement program. The prebiotics are now in ID Life Slim. And it tastes great to me. I love it. It has to be cold. It tastes just like it says, berry lemonade. I always shake up the powder in room temperature water and then add the ice. because then it won't clump so much. And it has also a slow release caffeine. So you're not going to do energy and slim. You're going to do one or the other. My suggestion when we get back to making a plan is going to be to do a slim in the morning. Give or take your coffee. If you can replace your coffee, great. A slim in the morning, I'm going to say mid-morning when you have that slump. It'll curb your cravings because caffeine always does. It'll get you through that slump by only 15 calories. And then 2 or 3, when you have that slump and you go for energy, you can go for energy or slim, whichever you kind of feel is what you need most. And so if you do a slim in the morning, a slim in the afternoon, the recommendations for weight loss is 2 slims a day with a healthy diet, good movement, which you've emphasized for us so well, stress reduction, which I think is vital because you're going to fight against cortisol if you're stressed, and good sleep. And ID Life has a phenomenal sleep product. We'll do a whole presentation on sleep. So gut health is absolutely essential. We want to have those friendly bacteria so that we can do all the things your body naturally needs to do, as well as feel better, because we know, and you'll see in the presentation, gut health is related to mood, same cells in your gut that are in your brain. So it's related to mood and depression and anxiety and all of those things. If you've got a healthy gut, you're going to have more healthy brain function and mood function and hormone function and every function. So I'm summarizing, very quickly. But how do we optimize gut health? We add slim. And Marcia has shared that in order to get her gut back on track, after she had surgery, instead of antibiotics, or to augment and get her gut back after she had to take antibiotics, she's shared openly with us that she went on slim in order to repopulate her gut and to get herself back to healthy. And she has a really good testimonial on that. Questions about slim? Who wants to try slim?
I do have one question.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that my normal daily routine, it just is happenstance. I really do a lot of intermittent fasting.
Yes.
And so I won't eat after probably about 8 p.m. and then I don't really eat until noon the next day.
Yes.
I'm not really that hungry. And it works well for me because I have my 2 cups of coffee and I'm good and I'm done. If I incorporate slim like at 10 o'clock-ish, will that mess up the whole intermittent fasting thing I got going on?
There's no sugar. There's no sugar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no sugar in it. I do intermittent fasting a little bit differently. I will try that plan, but I also do 24 hours. So dinner, like you do, all the way through to dinner the next day. And I don't do that as regularly as maybe I should, because intermittent fasting is a whole other topic. It's probably good for some people. I don't want to promote anything unless you actually talk about it with me and we figure out what your goal is. But when I do that, I will drink slim or energy, one or the other, to get me through the day. Because otherwise you're doing tea or black coffee or, something. And so and my husband does it with me, and he'll do hydrate or energy. And now he does almost exclusively slim.
Okay.
Loves it for that purpose. It actually makes it tolerable too.
Yeah, it makes it much easier. Like I just accidentally, because of my schedule, ended up not eating all day, and it was 5 o'clock, and I was like, I haven't eaten today, and I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
But I was doing the slim, and the mood enhancing properties, I am not gonna lie, I noticed it after the fact. My mom actually was the one who was like, you are so happy and you're enjoying your job for the first time in a long time. What's up? And I was like,
so I want to recap because that's so valuable. So Malin was just sharing that there's the mood enhancing properties, which I find in energy and slim are really valuable. And you're not the only one to say that. That's absolutely true. And with respect to intermittent fasting, the reference that I would recommend, and I know Anita's read it, I'm not sure if she shared it with you, but the obesity code will explain intermittent fasting. It's called the obesity code. Jason Fung, MD out of Canada. And it's not the only one, but it kind of explains the physiology behind why intermittent fasting might work and safe ways to do it. and the rationale behind it. So Slim is great for gut health. It's great for if you're doing an intermittent fasting program. It's going to help make that really tolerable. It's going to make people happy, truly. And people like me, it's going to make it easier to pick up the kids after school, you know, that little down. Anna.
What is the ingredients on that mood enhancement?
So in here, it's got green tea extract, which is a real upper. I mean, it's got good science behind being a good mood enhancer and what's the word I'm looking for? Stimulator. And green tea is also well known to help with cognitive function. And even in the cases of mild cognitive decline, dementia, green tea extract is good for that. It's got alpha lipoic acid, which is a phenomenal antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. So alpha lipoic acid by itself as a nutrient is in ID Nutrition, but it's recommended for diabetics, for example, to help with peripheral neuropathies and vascular issues. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's got grape skin, which we know is, again, antioxidant. It doesn't say resveratrol, but it's probably the resveratrol that's in there. That's what I see in there. And then that slow release caffeine portion would be the ingredients that I would say would be a contributor to that.
Well, also what you said, the gut health is connected to the brain.
Oh,
totally.
yeah. Oh, thank you for bringing that up.
No,
That's
totally.
that's so true. So Malin is reminding me that the gut, because we're actually optimizing and protecting the gut, it is related to the mood. That's so true. So, go ahead.
The one thing that I'm not raising my hand, I haven't had caffeine in over 10 years, and I don't do well with caffeine.
Yeah.
So why do they add the caffeine to it? Because I don't want to get back into that caffeine cycle that I was in.
Yeah.
Mine was Diet Coke, so I was drinking Diet Coke. First it was Coke, then it was Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And that's all I drank. And in the last 9 years,
Yep.
I don't drink tea, I don't drink coffee.
Yep. So Gwen's question is, why she's sensitive to caffeine. Should she get back on caffeine? I'm going to say that's a personal decision for you. And if you're sensitive to caffeine and you're sensitive to these products, then don't get back on a caffeine cycle. Having no caffeine in your body, that's probably great. Caffeine will increase metabolism. So for people who are trying to get a jump start on weight loss, that increase in metabolism is just going to allow them to be on a slightly higher slope of weight loss that's going to get them motivated to continue and excited to go on. So caffeine is a appetite suppressant and increases metabolism. So for those two reasons, it's good for weight loss. We've also got the mood enhancing and the I need to go pick up the kids. That's why I'm having trouble getting off caffeine. But if you're off caffeine and it's not for you, it's not for you. If you need it for weight loss, you want to do it for a short time.
Have all of it, take caffeine out of it.
Well, it probably wouldn't work as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not sure it would work as well. But you can get almost all those nutrients, including the probiotics and the gut health, in the ID Nutrition without caffeine. Yeah. So do your supplements first, foundationally. Yeah. So sleep is absolutely essential. ID Life has a really great sleep product. It's triphasic. We'll do another conversation on sleep. I want to make sure you understand there's a whole gamut to the plan. So there's also shakes, which we talked about briefly. They're a complete meal replacement, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, nice combination of carbs and protein. So really well endorsed by multiple places. So don't forget that. There's a, my thing just died? Oh, hold on, gotta go back. It's, maybe my internet's a bit slow. There's pre and post workout. If you're working out, pre-workout has some caffeine in it to kind of get you going. It's really good for 5 o'clock workouts. Post-workout is a really good replacement of all those electrolytes and minerals in a way that actually helps build the muscle that you've now damaged by working out so heavily. So pre and post workout have a place in all of this as well. And you have to move. Malin has helped us remember that. We have a movement tracker available within the Empowered Women's Circle. So Marcia is going to be walking us through that again. This is my dad and my daughter. You're role modeling. Make sure you, yeah. And I wanted to make sure that anybody who came tonight who was hesitating and wanted to sit down and make a plan, hello, somebody's joined us. Just a minute. We're just finishing up. Just sit tight. We're just finishing up. I wanted to make sure that you know that I will happily sit down with you and make a plan. Let's figure out what your plan needs to be in terms of morning, noon, and night, and what products you may or may not want to incorporate into that. Move your body, feed your body, detox your life, not just your body, and come back for support. Come back for support. Come back for support. So we're the Empowered Women's Circle. We are going to take a short break, and we're going to come back and do our Empowered Women's Circle meeting. I hope you ladies have enough energy to stay. We're going to talk about self-love. Everybody needs self-love. And we have our Facebook group. We have our Empowered Women's Circle page. Our live event is October 3rd. And share. That's all. Any questions? Okay, I'm going to end this. And Carolina, do you mind standing up and helping everybody know what to do next?
Please enjoy our dinner tonight. We have a veggie lasagna, salad, and milk.
Welcome to our Empowered Women's Circle live event. It is so exciting to be with everyone. We just finished a session on weight loss and using all of the necessary support all of the potential support that might help us lose weight, put a plan in place that fits in our life, and we've got lots of follow-up questions and lots of ways that we can dig in with that, so we're very excited. We just finished that, and we are going to get started on the next session of our Empowered Women's Circle. So I am so happy to be here with you, and we are going to be handing over shortly to extraordinary and incredible international best-selling author and Empowered Women's Circle leader, chiropractor, mother, friend, daughter, sister, amazing woman, multiple books actually, right? Dr. Stacy Cooper. But first, I will, with my technological prowess, I will share our slides so we can get started. I don't know if Stacy can hear me. I hope she can. Give me a little thumbs up if you can hear me, because I'm hoping that everything's going well. Okay, good. I got the thumbs up. Yay! All right, you guys will have to maybe watch her a little bit because I can't see her when I face this way.
And you wanted me to remind you to unmute her.
And I did. I thought I did.
Okay.
Hold on. No, she was unmuted. You're unmuted. Can you try talking to us, Stacy?
I can always talk to you guys.
Oh no, I actually have the ability to mute you on this end. I feel very powerful with this thing. Not many people can mute you, right? I'm just kidding. I love you. Okay. So we're gonna get started. I really feel at this juncture that it's important for you to see who's here with us. And I don't know if this is going to work or not. Hold on. Let me, I want to show you who's here with us. I think that's going to be valuable, but let's end that. We'll just take a moment here because they're all looking at me and it's amazing. Okay, see if I can pop myself into speaker view. Oh, well, we're going to see in a second what you see on your camera. There. Isn't that amazing? Did I get everybody? I got everybody in there. So welcome to our Empowered Women Circle. And we have Jenny here remotely. And we'll probably get to see your circle shortly. And we have several amazing things in store today about self-love. All right, I will go back. The little time delay things, they make it really, really interesting and exciting. Oh, you're very, very welcome. We're so glad to have you. So let's see if I can figure this out again. It's always hit and miss. Start the show. We used to have Carolina's husband do this for us.
Yes,
He used to do all of our IT. Those days were amazing. Now I'm missing.
Funny thing is that he still gets the
Does he?
Yes, he does.
So does Jeremy. Jeremy still gets my emails too. Okay, hold on. I don't see my presentation. Hold on. I will be there. I'm working it. It's going to be just fine. Just give me a minute here. Anna's squirming in her chair over there. She's like, oh my
You're
gosh.
doing great.
She's
you're
such a loser when it
Dr.
comes to
It's always tricky.
Oh, shoot. I was gonna say.
All right. Let's go. I want to go to Zoom. Where's my Zoom? There's my Zoom. Okay, share screen. Here we go. PowerPoint. Let's do this one. So I can share. Oh, there you are. See, I wanted to get your little window in the bottom, and now you're back. So it's all awesome. And am I recording? I'm still recording. All that was recorded. Isn't that lovely? All right. We are here to strengthen your body, elevate your mind, and nurture your soul. In Spanish, Carolina?
Fortalecer tu cuerpo, elevar tu mente y nutrir tu alma.
Ah, beautiful. It sounds much more beautiful in Spanish. I have a retreat coming up, and I've already shared that with the people in our room, so I will move on. We have a homepage with the Empowered Women Circle, and we have our commitments that we make to each other in order to step into a healthy, happy, generative relationship of powerful women together. And I heard this described today in something I was listening to. A woman that, well, my mentor, Claire Zammit, actually was saying this live on a session today. And I'm not saying this about you guys. She was saying this to us. She was saying, isn't it time we stopped cajoling over our victimization and the things that are bad in our lives and the things that have happened to us and being in reaction? And she didn't say it this way. She was much more elegant about it. But the message I took was, isn't it time we stepped out of that place as women and started actually lifting each other up and making solutions and being generative and being creative and taking the places we have power in our lives and using those places. If you think you only control 2% of your life, take that 2% and control it and make it yours and do with it what you feel inspired to do as your growth potential to step into your life. And it was just such a challenge to think, it's time for us as women to stop bonding over all of the stuff that's wrong in our life and to start actually lifting each other up into these power partnerships. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't sue me. That's the don't sue me slide. Our shared commitments are worth digging into at some point, but essentially they're just what I said. Let's bond over the things we're good at and the things that we're able to support each other in. We are an inclusive group extending love and support to anyone who shows up fully in their power. I'm going to do a super, super short meditation just to bring our attention into the room because we're coming back. I am so excited about what we have for you tonight, and not just because I'm not leading it. but also because we have some movement that is very gentle and is going to prepare you for rest tonight. And we have a beautiful self-love meditation that is also going to be just nurturing for your soul. So I am feeling like when we walk out of here tonight, we're just going to be so grounded in that calm place inside of us. It's just going to be so cozy. So really quickly, I'd just like you to, if you're able to do so, just close your eyes, put your feet flat on the floor if you're able to do that as well. And just take a nice big deep breath. Breathing really deep and shifting your awareness into your body. Out of your head, out of your tasks, out of your to-do list. Out of any concerns you have for life, out of having to have any answers to any of the questions. Just shift your attention into your body and into this place, into this circle together, into an awareness of this energetic field that we are sitting in together as women who are taking this time to be with each other, to be focused on our own awareness of our awareness, to be focused on our own needs, and from that place of strength, from that place of inner knowledge and insight, to be with other women who are also coming from that source, from that place. And we are essentially in this room to up-level, to be supportive, and just to bring love, which is what Stacy's going to share with us. So take another couple big breaths. Just whatever it takes for you to really feel into our space. And as you're ready, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and slowly open your eyes and come back. So as I shared, Dr. Stacy Cooper is our leader tonight. She is an amazing person, and I'm so excited to see what she has in store for us. So I will hand over to you.
Looks like she's still on mute.
We can't hear. Oh,
Okay.
you're on. Yeah, go.
Let me know if this echoes for you or if it is fine. I disconnected my phone and I am muted on my phone, so this should work through the computer. Thumbs up if everything is good for audio.
Yeah. She can't see us.
Can you see me? I'm good. Thumbs up.
Oh, you could.
Okay, perfect. She says thumbs up, but she's frozen. Yes. Okay. I think I'm actually going to switch this up because I can't communicate well with you this way.
Well, I am seeing you and I am hearing you. Oh, Rachel's here. Can you go hunt her down?
Oh, cool.
Rachel Boas. She says she's at 1322 Space Park Boulevard, but she doesn't know which room to go in.
Oh, okay. Cynthia on the west side. The name. Oh, I know her. No, I don't.
You're going to love.
I'm just in the process of unmuting myself on my phone.
Okay.
There. Now you should be able to hear me, can you?
Yes, I can hear you. I can see you. I can hear
Beautiful.
you. It's all good on our end.
Perfect. Okay, so you have the slide deck, and I have it here as well. So we're just going to kind of lose touch with video with each other, but we are going to start here with introduction. So today, this evening, well, as many of you know, I'm Dr. Stacy Cooper, and I would like to welcome my group here in Brantford, Ontario, Canada, where it feels like it's Texas because it's 30 degrees and hot and humid and disgusting, but it's all good. And we are here sharing from Brantford, Ontario with all of you in Houston, Texas, and those also, Jenny and Sandy, joining us online virtually from wherever they happen to be, and we'll be able to check in with them shortly. But we're doing our introductions this evening, and self-love is what we're talking about. And the reason why we're talking about this is because of the book, What Self-Love Got to Do with It. So I'm part of a compilation. We launched this book on June 20th, and it went international bestseller on Amazon. And so part of the Empowered Women's Circle, we're sharing it here tonight. And so often we spend so much time doing for others and giving to others and always depleting ourselves and never getting ourselves on our own priority list and not looking after ourselves. And so now it's time to take charge of that, just like the 2% of your life that you can take charge of. Take charge of that and make a switch and get yourself on your own priority list. So that's what we're going to be sharing tonight, ways to get self-love into your life, implementing it, using it, and recharging your battery so that you can give so much more to others around you. So for tonight, one thing I would like, as we do our introductions around your circles, I would like you to share in just 1 or 2 words. That's it, 1 or 2 words. What is your one favorite thing that you like to do just for you? Because you know what? Most of us don't do for ourselves. And it may be a deep reach to find what is it that I would actually do just for me. Or taking the kids to the park. That's all fine and good, but that's not for you. That's for them. So what one, and even if you think it's selfish, it's not, but if that's where you need to go is to that selfish thing, what is the one thing that you want to do, that you would do for you? So that's what I encourage you to share in your circle. Just let me.
Would you like us to share in our room?
I think that's going to work best this evening. I do have the video back up here now so I can kind of see you. We have 7 members here this evening. I don't know if you want to take, do we have time to go through all of that? Because this segment goes till 7:20, right?
Yeah, and you know what? We technically, it's going to be very hard because right now I just have your slides up. And I know you can see us, but we can't see you and your slides. So it's going to be hard for us to see people in your room. So how about we share here and you share there? Does that work?
Perfect.
Okay.
And then I will come back to you. So I'll mute myself, and then I will come back to you once we've shared, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Rachel! All right. So as you share this answer to this question, just say your name so that Rachel knows who you are, because we've all been together so many times and we're so glad. Go ahead. You go first.
Carolina, what do I like to do for myself? Kickbox. I do. It's my favorite thing. That de-stresses me, everything.
Awesome. We're going to all try it with you someday.
And it's really sad. I really don't even know. I have no idea.
My name is?
I'm sorry, I'm Laura. I really don't even know. Oh. I've been so busy on my kids and my husband and my job and my family and my life. I don't even know. Wow. That's sad.
But maybe that's why you're here.
Yes, that's exactly what That's exactly, it's like an aha moment. Gotta take care of me first.
So after this, somebody help me remember, we'll come back and we'll see if something comes up for you.
My name is Anita, and I do different things that kind of capture my fancy. So right now what's captured my fancy is hummingbirds, because they're flying in. So I just have this like meditation of making the little hummingbirds soar up and going out and cleaning all the feeders, and I have them all over the front, side, and backyard. So they just have this whole buffet. So when they start fighting, I just watch them. I get so much joy out of them. They sit there and they're just such fun.
I love it.
She brings it to my house too.
That's amazing.
And my mom's house. So.
You bring some to my house.
Right?
When would you do? Oh, your name is Gwen.
I'm Gwen.
You know Marcy?
Yes. We met. Yeah. My favorite thing to do that's just for me, this past winter, I enclosed my back porch, so now it's screened in. And I love to just sit out there and listen to the waterfall from the swimming pool and just swing on my swing.
Oh, beautiful.
That's what I do for me.
FYI, this is avocado based. With Keiko at Honduras.
Okay.
If you want to try something simple, you gotta try it.
Okay. I'm Malin, and my
my favorite thing is to go to the beach.
Just sit in the sand and give myself a pedicure rubbing in the sand.
That's so nice. I love that.
Hi, I am Anna, and I know that I look at Laura. It's been years that I kind of think of anything that I just do. For me, I enjoy doing all kinds of things with my children. But just me, I don't. I have done a lot of things over the years of things that I thought that I wanted to try to do, or hobbies and stuff, but the garage is full of all kinds of projects. But yeah, probably not much.
I'm Rachel. Meditation, I think, for me, something I started earlier this year, maybe, or maybe at the end of last year. And it's just where I can be alone with me and, let everything come and go. And if I'm doing yoga, or if I'm doing nothing, just laying, I use an app called Headspace.
Can we ask you, because we've talked about this before, what time do you meditate?
Different. So I like to do it in the morning. I like to do it sometimes before bed. And that's the thing about my meditation is I can do it anytime. If I'm in the car driving somewhere and I'm stressed out, I turn the radio off. If I'm stuck in traffic, I turn the radio off. And I just breathe and just kind of let everything come and go. And I focus on what I know and try not to let the feelings overcome me. And yeah. So anytime, really. Yeah.
I just want to, I don't know if I can.
I don't know if I
Okay, so we need to be a little bit better at doing stuff just for ourselves. Any
Yes.
ideas?
Probably just making the conscious effort that is your time, because like either meditation or a hobby or something that, like I have, try to buy, or something that you think that you're going to do. Probably just being intentional about it. To say, this is for me because it's the only time. Like what you're saying,
Mine is to be intentional and take action, schedule it. set up
Okay,
for it.
And then
we are back, and thank you for everyone for sharing within the room. And we are going to continue. So the next thing that I want to share a little bit about tonight is the next slide. September is declared Self-Love Month. Yes, with the Empowered Women's Circle. And Catherine, if you can message me, is everything working well on your end? Hi, April. Thanks for joining us. I see you're able to connect.
Can you put working well? I'm just having trouble changing the slide. There we go. Okay.
Is everything good, Catherine? Working well. Perfect. Okay. So our with the book Self-Love, we had the opportunity to be featured on Om Times Radio with Lisa Berry, who's an international radio host who interviews authors. And we also had a center page spread in Om Times magazine with the Self-Love book. So August was declared the month of self-love there. And so that's how we came with the idea of bringing that forward to the Empowered Women's Circle and declaring September the month of self-love for us here. And so it is 13 other women who have come together in this compilation. And you can see on the back of the book all the other authors that are involved. So you might be able to see that there in Texas on the video. And it's just been such a journey, and it's been very surreal, because when I was working with my business mentor, he said, oh, you should write a book for your website. And I said, I'm a doctor, I'm a chiropractor, talk about limiting beliefs, right? I labeled myself, I pigeonholed myself, and I put myself in a place and determining that I am not an author. Well, guess what? I had to eat my words, because now there's a book. Actually, now there's going to be 3. I have a cookbook as well already, and now I'm just in the process of creating my next book on my own. So we're going to go to the next slide now. You'll see the quote that I have, and one thing that I learned from my journey in regards to the health crisis that I endured, And we talked a little bit about this here in Brantford with our group here already, but I just want to share it with all of you in Texas as well, that what I've learned is that if you don't take care of yourself, no one else is going to do it for you. And oftentimes we find ourselves, and I did mention this just a little bit ago here in Brantford, but as we find ourselves caught up in the rat race, and some of us in the sandwich generation, where you may have children at home, but also parents who may need care or appointments, or friends who may be going through a health crisis or some sort of situation that you're supporting them in, and you're drawn in so many different directions that you're run ragged. And you're giving so much to everyone else because that's what you want to do. We were taught to give to others, to put everyone else first, to think about others before yourself and not be selfish, and all these things that we're told, which aren't true at all. And so what I'm here to share with you tonight is that when you actually put self-love on your priority list and you put you at the top of your priority list and look after you first, that is when you get to recharge your batteries. You get to then come from a place of your cup being full and energized, and then you're actually able to give more to everyone else around you rather than trying to give from a depleted, empty, frustrated, tired, exhausted, cranky, bitchy place. So that's the difference. That's the shift in regards to putting yourself at the top of your priority list. So we're going to move on to the next slide. This is the definition of self-love, and I really love this definition because as a noun, self-love is regard for one's own well-being and happiness. Who else is going to do it but you? So take charge of your own happiness. If you're unhappy, it's not your fault, but you're in charge of it. And if you're unhappy, change it. And just as Catherine said, that 2% of your life that you can control, start grabbing control of that and taking charge of that. And I love the second part, is chiefly considered as a desirable. 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 Did you hear that? That's a very positive, powerful, great word, rather than a narcissistic characteristic. So we have to get rid of the thought that self-love is selfish, because it isn't. It's self-preservation. Anyway, that's one good word. That's one good word. But it's all about keeping yourself vital, happy, and full of life, and able to live the life that you were brought here to live in the first place, and not come from a place of emptiness and depletion. So, what's self-love got to do with it? Let me just escape this for a second. And I have a very special something for you. And we're all going to get up and dance. And I hope you guys can hear this. Yes, we are going to play it. Up.
Okay, she wants you
Hope
up.
everybody in Texas can shake their booty.
Oh,
I can't hear the music. What are we dancing to? Hold on. I'm trying to get some music playing.
I hope it's Shake Your Booty. No, is that celebration?
No.
I have to do.
You can do celebration too.
Oh, what love got to do with it?
Oh, so she has wax.
What love got to do with it?
So I hope you're laughing. I hope you're having fun. That is all of the singing that I'm going to project you to. But the point was, in that line right there in the song, what's love but a second-hand emotion? And that's the little segment that I want to focus on at this moment. What is love but a second-hand emotion? Why are we giving so much value to others to receive our love? Love is a second-hand emotion. If we're relying on others to receive love from them and to feel our own self-worth because of the love that they give to us, that's a second-hand emotion. Why are we giving that much power to others? So take love back for yourself. and love yourself first. And it takes time to reflect. It takes time to get quiet, and it takes time to listen within. Meditation is part of this. Getting quiet, journaling is part of this. And when you start to listen to your own self and your own heart, that's when you can start to hear what your heart truly wants of this life and what you truly want to bring forward. And oftentimes we are so busy and we stack our schedules so full so that we're constantly running, so we don't have to listen to anything. Now you're on automatic pilot and you're living a life that you hate because you run ragged, you're not taking care of yourself, but you're running. So when you add self-care into your schedule, when you schedule it and put it into your life and take time to be quiet and listen to your heart, and when you love yourself first, and there's many other books and self actualization and mindset books, and the 4 Agreements is a very powerful series. Yes, the 4 Agreements is a very powerful series by Don Miguel Ruiz. And one of the 4 agreements, there's 4 of them. Don't take anything personally. Always do your best. Stay true to your word. And what's the 4th one? I always forget one. Anyway, what really resonated with me is don't take it personally, because yeah, everybody is coming from their own place and their own stuff. And when somebody makes a comment to you or a degradation to you or something, don't take it personally. That's coming from their perspective. That's coming from their place. It has nothing to do with you. That was a huge turning point for me. And to be able to take time in my life to then get quiet and eliminate the negativity from around me and change and shift, that was huge. So I really encourage you to unload your schedule and schedule self-love and self-time, because it is really important to love yourself first. Okay. Yes, so I planned this talk quite well. We're on to the next slide. Love yourself first. We must love ourselves first before others can love us. When we don't know what we want and we don't know where we want to go or what we want to do or what we want to experience or what we want to get out of life, how can anyone else fulfill those dreams for us or be that ideal partner or that ideal job or that ideal whatever when you don't even know what you want in the first place? So then they're just left floundering, and then friendships, relationships, marriages, any relationship is affected because you don't even know what you want in the first place. So if you don't know what you want, how can others support you in it, and how can they go on the journey with you? So this was me. Are there times when you feel like you have to be everything to everybody all the time? And that was my life. My life was way too busy. It was way overpacked, and I had way too many responsibilities, and I took them on myself. It was no one else's fault but my own, but I felt out of duty, or, that's what I needed to do, or that's what I needed to be in order to be accepted or appreciated or loved. And I was able to drop that and talk about a whole change in my entire world when you're able to do that. It didn't happen all at once. It did not happen overnight, and I do not have to be Superwoman, and I'm okay with that. And, people don't look at me differently because of it, because that, again, was my own perception. That was my own stuff, my own baggage that I was carrying. And I know, through the Empowered Women's Circle and talking with so many other people about it, so many women feel in that same place. So, are you on your priority list? Self-care is not selfish. It enables you to be able to give so much more when you have re-energized your batteries first. Does that make sense? Nobody's disagreeing with that? Yay! And I hope everybody in Texas is following along. Schedule your self-care. You know that if you have planned your day today and there's specific things that you want to do, and then at the bottom of the list, there might be, after groceries in the bank and getting the kids to piano and then picking up after school and then a PTA meeting and then well, you know, if I get time, I'll go to the gym. Or if I get time, I'll do my meditation. Or if I get time, I'm going to do what I want to do for me. Well, what happens? Time goes way too fast. Time runs out. Your priority list is always overstacked. You never get to the bottom of the list. Great. So tomorrow, what didn't get done today gets carried over. But what happens? It doesn't get carried over from the bottom to the top. It gets reprioritized. And your stuff gets put where? Oh, the bottom again. So now 3 weeks have gone by and you've not done anything for yourself.
No, it's with
So when you start to shift your mindset and how you're placing your own self-care and you make that your number one priority, your whole life will turn around. Because when you start the day, and for me, that's what I have to do. I have to start my day with meditation. I have to start my day with my exercise because I know when I get home at the end of the day, the evening's going to get away on me. It's going to be bedtime and I won't have had my exercise. So lunchtime is a perfect time. 3 ladies here have said that that's what they do. Well, 2, anyway. But they do some exercise during lunchtime. It's a great way to work it into your day or before work or, you know, whenever. But if you don't schedule it, it doesn't happen. How often do we run our lives by our phone, our iCalendar or whatever? And when that notification goes off for the next meeting or that notification goes off for whatever appointment, if there's no notification for your self-care, it doesn't exist in your life because we're so tied to our phone. So I encourage you to set up your schedule. And part of that key is make sure that you schedule it at a time that's doable. If you schedule your exercise at 5 a.m. and you don't get up till 7, that's going to be a problem. If you schedule your exercise at 9:30 at night, but by 9 o'clock you're already in the bath and you're heading to bed, that's a problem. I will warn you, if you schedule your exercise for the evenings, it will energize you and you won't necessarily go to sleep right after exercising. So that's why I do mine in the morning. I get up 2 hours before the household does. And so many people do that in order to get their self-care in. Dr. Joe Dispenza did an amazing talk that I listened to recently. And his non-negotiable is his morning routine. And that's 2 hours every single day of uninterrupted time. That's his morning routine. That's his self-care. That includes meditation, exercise, nourishing your body well. How many run out the door and don't even have a breakfast, right? Or go through the drive-through with crap, which is going to cause you to crash and burn at 10 a.m. so you're not looking after yourself well. So self-love is part of nourishing your body well, nourishing your spirit, nourishing your mind. All of that is important. It's not just physical activity. It's not just one thing. It's everything. And when you take the time to love yourself enough to nourish your body well and be grateful for the food that you're given, that is a huge shift because then your metabolism changes. Weight loss becomes so much easier when you're not starving yourself or feeding yourself fast food. So that's a huge shift for me as well. So scheduling your self-care, no one else is going to do it for you. And I found this little graphic. It says, I don't need to be on the top of your priority list, but at least I'd like to be on it. So get yourself on your own priority list. So we'll move to the next slide. It's really important to celebrate all aspects of your life. Make time for work. We know we have to work. That's part of our culture, part of our system, unless you're gifted enough that you're set and you don't have to work. You know, some people are in that position. That's fantastic. Most of us are working. So there's time for that, but also make time to celebrate even the little things. If you only wait to celebrate the big things and the big things don't come along often enough, then what is there to celebrate? So celebrate the little things, the gift of the day, the family coming together at dinner, even if it's just a regular Wednesday night, right? There's so many things to be thankful for. And when you start to just experience and express gratitude for even the smallest things, sometimes we're in such a low place that you think that there's nothing, like there isn't anything to be grateful for at all. Even the breath that you have or the pillow under your head, if you even have to start there. And when you start that, when you start to think of things that you're grateful for, more things start to show up. So it becomes much easier to be grateful and to express gratitude. And when you do that, your energy changes. And that reflects in the interactions that you have with people around you. So you know the negative Nelly that walks in the room, or maybe an office member or something like that, and you know the shift in energy that happens as soon as they step in the room. And so you can shift that by shifting your own energy and your own thought patterns, because we're all energetic beings and we all resonate. And so when your energy shifts, others around you will pick up on that as well. And so your relationships will change. And so it's also important to take time to play. And here you can see Dean and the kids and I were doing a mud run together, and that was so much fun and teamwork. So I encourage you to practice self-love regularly. And whether that be taking time to just have a cup of tea and read a book, or to get in nature and let a butterfly land on your nose and just watch the clouds and see what shows up in the clouds. It's amazing. And just the wonder of the world and everything that we have at our fingertips. Try something new, whether it be pottery or any craft or painting, a creative outlet, something you've never done before. Connect with a friend. Go for a walk. I do lots of walking meetings. Why should you spend all your time sitting down? Sitting is the new smoking, and it's not good for you, so get moving. Yoga is of great benefit, not only because it's mobility for your body and stretching in both directions and taking care of joint function, flexibility, so many benefits, but also the meditative aspect and the gratitude that is part of yoga practice, and just thanking your body. And I have a special treat a little bit later in regards to yoga. So next slide. Where do you want your journey to take you? P.S. You are in charge. So for us Canadians, this picture really resonates with me and Gord Downey. And this is the secret path. And he is now passed, did last year. But when I look at this picture, I just see the journey that Gord is taking. And there's so much yet to be discovered by every single one of us. We are all protected by things around us, and we're all guided as well. So you can see the crow guiding Gord as he takes his journey. And I actually sit with this picture every single day. It's on my desk at my office. And so self-love is truly, truly important. So we're just getting close to 1 more minute of this segment before we go to break and a delicious treat. So I just want to share with you the book, What Self-Love Got to Do with It. It is available. It is available directly from my office if you would like a personalized autographed copy. Soft cover copy is just $20 Canadian. What a bonus for all of you in Texas. Plus postage, we can arrange delivery. You can just email me directly from my website. The ebook version is now also available on my website. So if you don't want to have to do any postage, it's $9.95 for the ebook version, and the URL link is right there. So we have a delicious treat for us on break, and I know some of you in Texas had a dinner that you were able to experience. So this will be your dessert. Now, how are things in the chat? April says hello. Now, Jenny and is Sandra still with us as well, or just Jenny? Jenny, would you like to unmute yourself, press *6, and you can say hello and maybe where you're from and one thing you'd like to do for yourself.
Oh, hi, everybody. I'm from Edmonton. I actually reached out to Stacy, and she reached out very quickly back to me. I read her story, well, among all the other stories in the book, and her story really resonated with me, and it made me cry, made me laugh. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta in Canada, and it's not 30 degrees here today. It's probably about 15 and sunny and cold, but that's my enjoyable weather. For self-care, it's very, very new to me. Most of the time, I love to sit in silence because I have 3 young children. And the other thing recently is I like to take my dog for a walk and just listen to music or just walk in silence and enjoy myself, among other things. But those are my 2 favorite recently.
We're so glad to have you with us, Jenny. Thank you. My kids were born in Edmonton, and I lived in Cold Lake for 7 years. I know how cold it is there, so enjoy what little summer you have left.
I don't think we have summer left at all.
Is that one of your kids in the background?
No, that's my husband in the background.
All I can see is the top of his head, so I couldn't tell if it was a little person or a bigger person.
No, the little people are with their grandma tonight.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. So.
And you're with us. Uh-oh.
Yes. I do have to escape soon, but I didn't want to miss this opportunity to listen to Stacy and enjoy listening to her story again and just hearing other people's self-care stories.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.
Thank you for having me.
April, did you want to chat with us at all? If you do, just show us your video. We're going to go have our little break now.
So Jenny, I'll just share with you that you can see the recipe right here for our snack. We are having chocolate mousse.
Done. Is that from your cookbook?
Can you see the recipe, Jenny? Catherine, if you could, in regards to the self-love book, if you need to connect with me, my email address is drstacy@drstacycooper.com, and that's not just for the book. If you have any questions at all in regards to some recipes that we've shared, or questions about any of the material, or if you would like a discovery session, you can absolutely connect with me through my email right there. And if you want the ebook version of the self-love book, then just go to drstacycooper.com/self-love book. So our first segment today, we were talking about self-love.
I just want to say
Are you saying something, Catherine?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm saying something. Just a sec. I just want to share with our group here. Stacy's coming.
Okay, hold on.
Stacy is coming to Houston, middle of October time frame, and we are going to plan something social and fun to do when Stacy arrives. So if you have a book, bring it, because I plan to get my signed version then, and we will be very, very excited to host you in Houston. I wanted to let our group know that I hadn't said that yet. I'm so excited you're coming to visit.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. I'm so excited. We're going to have a slumber party in Houston. Yeah. Houston will never be the same.
No.
Okay, so in our first segment, we talked about self-love and how it's important to schedule it for ourselves. And that was in a very general fashion in regards to many different things that we can do for ourselves, whether it be meditation or exercise, and that was our introduction, some things that you'd like to share that you do just for you. So this next segment that I want to share with you is self-love for your physical body. And studies have shown that sitting is the new smoking, and it is as detrimental to your body, because physiologically, if you don't use it, you lose it. And that is being shown now through studies. And when you are sitting stationary at a desk all day long, you're not using your leg muscles. So not only does the circulation to your legs slow down and be impeded, but the nervous stimulation of your muscles is not necessarily needed. So that slows down. So every single system in your body is affected when you spend the day sitting. Also, your hip flexors are very contracted. Your gluteals are supporting you all day long. Your postural muscles are holding you up, and all the rest of the muscles are doing nothing. That leads to huge imbalance in the musculoskeletal system. So, chair yoga. My friend Rosemary Lee, some of you know Rosemary, and she is a certified yoga instructor. She's also a reverend. She does celebrations of life and weddings as well. She's a Reiki practitioner, and I've done yoga with her for about 10 years now, since Derek was 8. And in regards to yoga, when I first started yoga, I was used to being in step classes and aerobics classes and things like that. So my first yoga experience was, okay, you're in this position, you're holding the position, and my brain is going, all right, hurry up. I'm done with this. What's the next thing? Move on. Let's go. And so I was not ready for yoga. But now I can tell you that my most favorite part of yoga is Shavasana. And that is the restorative relaxation part of yoga. And often that will be at the beginning of the yoga practice where you center and you're quiet and you're listening with the body. And also the end where you're finishing your yoga session and you're just lying quietly on the floor or wherever you happen to be and whatever you're doing. But that is my most favorite part now, is slowing down and bringing the mind and the body to a rest, because stress is a huge concern in everybody's lifestyle, and stress reduction is very, very important. So yoga also helps with this as well. So chair yoga is something I wanted to share with you today to provide self-love for your physical body. Movement for your body is love for your body. When your joints move, your joints are more flexible, your body has greater mobility, and you will have less pain. So this is great to implement. If you have any concerns or any issues or any sprains or strains, be sure to check with your healthcare provider or your yoga instructor. Be sure that they are aware of any of those kinds of things before you attempt to do chair yoga or any type of yoga or any physical exercise for that fact, because you don't want to cause greater injury. So chair yoga is something that I wanted to share with you today because you can do it anywhere, and you can do it at work, and you can do it at your desk. And that is exactly why we chose this, so that you can, there's no excuse. So you need to take it with you. It will be posted in our Facebook group. It will be posted on our global page. So you can watch it anytime, every time. The YouTube URL is right here. You can write it down. You can load it wherever you need to have it. And whenever you want 10 minutes, we just did a 10-minute segment because that's practical. Everybody else gets their smoke break, so you get your yoga break. So self-love, yeah. Oh, you can do it as often as you would like, yeah. And it's really important to listen to your body. So if there's a position that's too great for you, and for the most part, there won't be anything like that in this particular chair yoga session, but listen to your body. Just go to the point of tension, not to the point of pain. You just want to go where there's tension, just hold it, breathe, and that should generally enable you to stretch just a little bit more. It's all about just warming up the muscles, opening up the joints in the face, and getting your body to function better. So now, Catherine, do you have any questions in your room before we go to the chair yoga session?
Are there any questions in the room? No, we're ready.
Okay, so I will mute myself. You guys can go ahead and run your chair yoga, and I shall play ours. And then we'll reconnect.
Perfect. Oh,
okay.
Did you say we're supposed to mute ourselves? No, we can't mute ourselves because we're recording still. All right, it's 11 minutes long. Make sure your chair is, everybody's doing this. Nobody, I don't care if you're wearing a skirt today. We're all doing it. You guys tried to use that skirt excuse previously. We're all going to do some chair yoga. Make sure your chair is in a space where you can do this, and you can watch it up there. So make sure you have a little bit of room. And Rosemary's going to walk us through 11 minutes of chair yoga. I can't wait to do this. This is exactly what I need. Everybody ready? Feel good?
I'm Rosemary Lee, Body Balanced Center, and I'd like to thank Dr. Stacy for inviting me to do some yoga with you tonight. So we're going to do some chair yoga, which can be done at your office or just sitting on the couch, wherever you need a break, and I encourage you to take 1 or 2 of these a day for self-love. So we're going to start with 3 nice deep breaths. You can place your feet flat on the floor and your hands just resting comfortably in your lap. We'll take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you breathe the breath out, just feel yourself letting go of any of today's tension, worries, concerns. So breathing in and out. 2 more, please. Breathe in and breathe out. Just letting go Breathing in and release. Beautiful. I'm sure you're starting to feel the relaxation moving throughout the body as you let go. And now we'll start with some shoulder shrugs. So we're going to take the shoulders up and roll them down. And sweep. Let go of any of the tension we've been holding on to today. From carrying all of those loads of others and of ourselves, just letting go. Beautiful. Shrugging up towards the ears, exhaling. Inhale, lifting. Exhale.
Not bothering.
One more time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale as you let go. We're going to take the left arm up, reach up above yourself, looking towards the elbow, and exhale the arm back down. Inhale, take the right arm up, reach over, and exhale, let the arm come back down. We'll do that one more time on each side. Inhale and lift, reach up, exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Beautiful. And I should mention before we do any more postures that yoga should never hurt. So if you're feeling that this is causing you discomfort, that's a sign from your body to stop. So now we're going to just work on the neck area. Again, no forcing. You're going to inhale, and as you exhale, take your chin towards your chest. And as you inhale the next breath, just swing your ear towards your shoulder on one side. Exhale the chin to center on the other. Inhale, opposite side, and release, lowering back down. We're going to continue to do that a few more times, doing our neck rolls as we give thanks to our neck for holding our head on top of our shoulders. The head is really heavy, and this just helps to release some of the tension, show some appreciation of those neck muscles. One more time on each side. And as you exhale, just let the chin come down. Engage the neck muscles. Inhale, lift the chin up. And be sure to take the corners of your mouth and smile. Give yourself some credit for taking time out for yourself. We're going to now move into a prayer position with our hands at our heart space and open the arms out. Inhale as we open, breathing in a nice deep breath. Feel that chest expand as we breathe in fresh air. Exhale, close the arms down. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. And we're just going to hold our arms out. Now we're going to rotate the palms down and circle your wrists. Giving thanks to the wrists for all the work they do, writing and working on the computer. Just move them in circular motion. And what you do in one direction, you need to do in the other direction. So rotating them back and forth. Good. Inhale, we'll take the arms up. And as you exhale, look above. Exhale, take the hands back down to your heart space. Good. We're going to inhale, lift. Exhale the arms down beside us. Now we're going to come into a twist. So you're going to have a straight spine. Inhale, tall, tall spine. And as you exhale, just turn to one side. Very important to keep the spine straight and chin level. To warm up the spine. It carries all of the muscles in our back, all attached to the spine. Inhale, exhale, come back to center. Inhale, and exhale, we'll come to the other side. Be sure to keep breathing through the movements. And we'll use the breath. Inhale, exhale, come back to center. We'll do a forward fold now. So you're going to take your arms out to the side. Inhale, look up. And as you exhale, fold and tuck the tummy in and dive forward. Just allow yourself to rest your abdomen on your legs. Allow the arms to relax down. And as you inhale, the next breath, you're going to take the arms out to the side. Inhale, lift. Beautiful. Exhale, take the hands to your hip space. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take the arms down. And we're going to reach down and hold on to our knee. Draw the knee in towards the body. And if you can, you're going to circle your ankle for me in one direction and then in the opposite direction. Good. Now take the hand that's holding the knee and just draw the knee out slowly to the side. Your other arm opens up. And we're just stretching out the hip and the pelvic area. As ladies, we carry a lot of things in our hip area, babies, etc. Draw the knee back to center. And as you exhale, release that leg down, straighten it out, point your toe, and lower the knee and the toes down. Lift, exhale, lower, inhale, lift, exhale, lower, and draw that foot back in. We're going to switch sides now. Holding on to the knee, and just draw the knee in towards the chest, circle the ankle. You hear some popping in the ankles, and sweep. Give them credit for all that they do for us, taking us on our daily journeys, our feet and our ankles. Good, and as you exhale, take your arm and knee out to the side, the other arm reaches beyond. Good. And inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, extend the leg out and lower the foot down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. And we'll draw the feet back to center. We're going to take the arm out to the side, inhale, and swing over, exhale, lower back down, inhale, and feel the buttocks touching the chair as we feel rooted into the chair. Good, and now we're going to close with some nice breathing here. So just closing the eyes down, and breathe into the belly. Breathe all the way in. Feel your tummy expand. And then as you exhale, let a little bit of air out, imagining it from the collarbone and from the chest. And then letting all that air come out of the belly. Inhale. Good. Feel that air going into the chest, expanding your heart space. Inhale and slowly letting the air out of the collarbone and out the chest, and finally out the abdomen. As we inhale, we're going to take the arms up, and as you exhale, reach your arms around and give yourself a hug. Beautiful. Inhale, open the arms up again. And exhale, cross the arms in the opposite way. Nothing feels better than a hug. Give yourself a good one, tapping yourself as we squeeze into the heart space for all that self-love we just done. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, the arms down. And thank you for joining me. Namaste.
That was great. Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Okay, so I want to ask a quick question. Hopefully we have time. I want to ask, because this has been very relevant for me, and I know I'm not bothering them because she's got me muted, but when there's a part of my body that I don't like, and lately there's been a little bit of that where I'm in a pose and I'll be like, ooh, that doesn't look like it used to. I've decided intentionally I send love there, and I'm so grateful that my body's working and that part of my body still functions, and that I can walk and that I can run and that I can play and all those things that I'm very grateful for. So I just want to ask you, what part of your body are you most grateful for, or do you have the most reason to send love to? You already heard it's my bladder right now, so go ahead. How about you? What part of your body would you send the most love to, or are you most grateful for?
My brain, my mind, just because I feel I'm continuing to grow because of my thoughts and feelings and things that come and go, and
Amazing.
I'm thankful for that I'm able to, deal with whatever comes my way. I feel like just growth.
Amazing. We're just gonna be one more minute.
My feet, I guess, so the standing that you do, and what would you do what would I do if I couldn't walk or stand?
Great.
My abdomen that's going away. So I can see my muscles again.
Nice. Nice. The hard rock six pack that's in there.
I was gonna say my first thought was like Rachel's my mind.
Sharp as a whip.
Mine's very basic, my spine, because I still can lift patients at 63 years old.
Wow.
So I'm very grateful for my spine.
And a chiropractor by training.
And physical therapist, so the two combined, I'm very grateful for my back.
That's my challenge all the time. I let go.
Right now,
That's where I feel it.
I send
Houston, are you ready to come back to us?
all the time to those. All set. Let's go.
All right. I see that my connection has disconnected. I'm trying to rejoin the meeting, but I'm still on the phone with you. So here we go. Did anyone in Texas have any questions about chair yoga?
No question. No questions. We loved it. 11 minutes of paradise.
And has anybody done chair yoga before? No one in our room had done chair yoga before.
No.
No, never.
Excellent. So as you all know, this chair yoga session is an unlisted YouTube video, so you can take the link down directly from the slide that you see, and you can access it that way. You can absolutely go to our Empowered Women's Circle page, our global page. And Catherine, are you also going to put it in the closed Facebook group?
Yep, I'm going to put it everywhere.
Okay. So for everyone, we hope that you have connected through our Empowered Women's Circle group page, Empowered Women's Circle group on Facebook. Go there. If you're not in, ask to be invited and we will add you. And that is where you can connect with all of our other 147 or something members there globally. And also
240 global members in our membership. 240 now.
And 240 global members in our membership. Yes. So, and you can also have access to our global page, and I'll give you that URL as well. drcatherinehansen.com/empowered/weekly. So that's where you register. Excellent. So now, yes, always bring your friends, and you can watch from your living room if you're snowed in or anything like that. Not that that happens in Houston, but it's all good. So we're going to, they're laughing. They don't get to be snowed in. So we're going to move on to our self-love for your mind and spirit. So we talked about the importance of self-love and scheduling it for yourself. Now we've done some self-love for our physical body in regards to chair yoga and stretching and movement. And now we want to move on to self-love with your mind and your spirit. So I have selected an I Am Love meditation. And meditation for me is important because, as we mentioned earlier, it allows you to get quiet. It allows you to hear what your innermost yearnings are. And like I said, my life used to be so busy that there was no room for any chatter at all. I wasn't hearing anything because I was Speedy Gonzalez. I was the Energizer Bunny. I was, and not caring for myself and not listening to myself and not nourishing myself. And so when you actually take time to get quiet and get still, and meditation is a practice. So don't get frustrated with it. Don't beat yourself up about it, and don't get mad because it's not the purpose at all. And what I find is really, really helpful when you're first starting this type of work is do a guided meditation. There's tons of apps, tons of YouTube links, all kinds of things that you can listen to. And a guided meditation is where you would sit and listen in a quiet place, hang a do not disturb sign on your door if you need to, or lock yourself in the bathroom for 10 minutes, or wherever you need to go to get private time where nobody's going to bother you. I know that can be, very difficult at times depending on how many kids you have running around at home. But anyways, it's necessity. Lock yourself in the garage, but don't turn the car on. So a guided meditation is something where you will listen to the voice. They will take you on a journey, and you will envision what they're describing. So, a short version might be envision a leaf of a tree in a green tree. Watch the leaf gently float down on the breeze. So you will envision all that. Watch the leaf drop to the ground and blow into a small babbling brook. And then you will watch the leaf go down the babbling brook and through the forest and into a pond. And there might be some ducks in the pond. And so you will have this whole journey of the travel of this leaf, which in essence quiets your mind because you're focusing on the leaf and not the to-do list and the grocery list and the argument that you had at work and all this other stuff. It's giving your mind the opportunity to focus on one thing and let go of all the other SHIT. And it just brings calm to your system, which is really important for restoration and healing of your body. When your adrenal cortex and your cortisol hormones and your stress levels are through the roof all the time, that's when your body is running the hamster on the wheel, and that's when organs start to wear out, and that's when the wheels fall off the bus. So it's really important to bring quietness and calmness and peace to the mind and the body. And that's where I find meditation plays a big part in this, not only just for your own self-discovery, but for slowing down and just stress reduction, even at that component itself. So meditation has so many benefits to all of us. You can do it for as long as you want. So when you're first starting, to sit down and do an hour-long meditation, you might get very frustrated. Right, I just saw your eyes bug right out of your head. Yes, actually, there are such things as silent retreats where you will not speak for a day. Everybody's looking at me like it's impossible. So that is a type of self-reflection and a self-meditation, and it's incredible, and it is so powerful to just shut up, right? not fill your day with so much chatter. You can do it for 3 minutes. Every hour. Yeah, 2 minutes every hour is very powerful. So there's no law, there's no rules, there's no rhyme or reason, and it is a practice. So search up on YouTube, get some links, try some out. Some will resonate with you, some you will love, some you're like, oh, I can't do this one. It just doesn't resonate with you. Just like yoga didn't resonate with me the first 6 times I tried it, but I persevered and I love it. So There's always room for change and growth. So find what works for you, because every one of us is an individual, and so not the same thing is going to work for everyone. So that's the first thing that's really important. And start out with a short one, because you want to start out with success. You don't want to start out with frustration and quit, right? What's the point in quitting when you know that this is something that you want to attempt, you want to do, and it's a yoga practice. And so I've been doing yoga for 8 years, and meditation is a practice as well. You're always improving. You're always expanding your experience and always gaining more. So it's always a work in progress. Yes. Yes. Louise Hay is very powerful.
Louise Hay.
Yes.
Person to follow.
I had a list of what I like. I found it free.
That's right. And Deepak and Oprah just in July just did their 21-day meditation, and that's free online. So there's many, many different ones, and they're very powerful.
Silent retreat, which I think
and it certainly helps to improve your sleep if you're doing it before bedtime, because you get relaxed before you go to sleep. So it really enhances your sleep. Okay, so at this moment, does anybody in Houston have any questions in regards to that?
No questions. I think we're good. Should
okay.
Because I want the meditation to kind of close things out. So do you want to close things out and then do the meditation, or do the meditation and then have our kind of little goodbyes? What was your structure going to be?
I was going to do the meditation and then a goodbye.
Okay. Okay, we're ready.
Okay. All right. So I'm just loading my YouTube link here, and we will join you in meditation. So
okay.
Enjoy, Houston.
Houston, we are going to meditation.
This is Control Center, Houston. Have fun with your meditation.
I invite you to take a slow, deep breath in. And slowly exhale out. And once again, take a slow, deep breath in. And slowly exhale out. And whatever it is that's circling your mind at this moment, what you've been through, what you have to do, all I ask is that for the next 10 minutes you put that aside. You relax your body and you settle in to the place that is supporting you at this moment. As this meditation is specifically designed for you to celebrate how wonderful, amazing, and magnificent you are. And breathe that in. And let it all out. And at this moment, bring your attention to your feet. And you can rotate your feet, wiggle your toes. Your feet have brought you through many ups and downs to arrive here at this moment. of complete celebration and relaxation. And no matter where they've been, they've supported you. They've been your faithful servant. And we thank them. We appreciate them for bringing you here to this moment. They can rest. They can feel comfortable. They can feel at ease. They've made it. And at this moment, bring your attention to your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your entire leg. They've been your strength, carrying your body a long way and for a long time. They've held you up and been there for you. And we celebrate them. We thank them. We appreciate them for bringing you here and assuring that you arrived at this moment to be celebrated, to be appreciated, to feel loved. And I invite you at this moment to bring your attention to your waist, to your buttocks, to your groin. That their movement gives your body a special movement and rhythm. They are the connecting point between your lower body and your upper body. They've been so critical along this journey in supporting you. And we thank them, we appreciate them, and we celebrate them. For every moment, every movement, every adjustment, they've been flexible, supportive, and there. And I invite you at this moment to bring your attention to your chest, your back, your shoulders. They protect your most vital organs. They've been your armor through many of battles, and they've done a good job in shielding your heart, your lungs, your spine, your liver, your kidney, your intestines. All the vital elements that comprise you, that complete you. And your heart can relax. It's home. It's here. The wait is over. The search has ended. You can relax and love in this moment and receive the love for you. And your shoulders no longer have to carry any more weight. They can relax and breathe. And you can rotate your shoulders if you like. They're free. And I invite you to bring your attention to your arms, your elbow, your forearms, your hands, your fingers, where they carry out the visions you have, your creativity. They do the work for you. And they have served you and those around you well. They have embraced love. They have expressed your love. They have been your keys to success. They've written down plans, shook hands with many, and we thank them. We appreciate them. We celebrate them. And you bring your attention to your neck, your face, your lips, your nose, your eyes, your head, your ears, where they guard, facilitate, and connect you to your most divine mission here and purpose. You see out, you see beyond, you hear, you listen, you speak, you think, you smell, you taste. And that makes you uniquely and magnificently who you are. And we appreciate you answering the call to be here, to be on this planet with us. And we thank you. We love you. We celebrate you. We appreciate all the work you've done, all the visions that you've brought forth and manifested. We thank your creativity, your abilities, your dedication, and your discipline. And I invite you to repeat this meditation as often as you need.
Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get your blood moving. Wow, that was amazing. That was amazing. Oh, I would like to take this moment before Stacy rejoins us to say a massive thank you to Carolina for our food. And,
Oh, I hear applause in Houston.
Houston is,
We can no longer see you because my connection dropped, but how is everything down there?
things are really good.
We're very relaxed.
We're very yeah. Carolina's going to tell you how things are. Carolina?
Okay, just a moment. Let me plug Carolina in so we can all hear. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead, baby.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I'm super hyperactive, Stacy. I didn't think that I could do this, and I'm actually falling asleep. I'm so relaxed.
Beautiful.
So relaxed, really.
Beautiful. How do you guys feel? Good?
Very relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I want to say thank you. I said thank you to Carolina for her huge, massive contribution as co-facilitator today. I want to say thank you to Rosemary for her chair yoga session, right?
Amazing, yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you to our guided meditation lady on the internet. And Stacy, thank you to you for leading today. We're so very grateful that you would walk us through self-love. Thank you. We love you. We're glad you love yourself. We all now love ourselves more. Thank you. Is there anything you want to share in closing, or should we just close the evening?
I will just say thank you to everyone there. And had anyone here in our room in Brantford done meditation before? Francine had. So 3 out of our 6 had done meditation before. And I will tell you that our link disconnected. My YouTube link would not load. And so I ended up just leading the meditation here as we did it. So that's what we improvise in Brantford whenever we have to. And there was one other thing I wanted to share, but it has left me. So congratulations, Carolina, for almost falling asleep during her very first meditation. And I know Carolina, she's one of our wellness leaders as well. And she was the one that was doing the Spanish translation at the beginning. And so that's awesome that relaxation came to that level. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. If anyone is interested in the book, that's available. I have the cookbook too. All the recipes that we share here are in the cookbook as well. So just shoot me a line. And much love to you all. And I will sign off from Houston Control Center. I am releasing you.
Yay. Goodbye. Goodbye, Stacy.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. We'll sign off now. We're closing.